There's sound now? Cool, there's sound now. Yeah, I know there's sound now because I re-enabled it because I'm a smart cookie like that. Back to what I was saying. Before we all start with everything, a special shout out to Feels Good Music for 2 months in a row of Twitch Prime. Thank you so much for supporting us. Iridius, same to you as well. Thank you for the 3 months in a row of Twitch Prime. Hello everyone, welcome to Top Clack. Sorry we're starting a little bit late, just working out some technical difficulties, a little bit of kinks here and there. The sky is 256k. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime as well. That is awesome. Brian, what do we have in store today? Oh. What the heck? Apparently they're not hearing you at all. I definitely have you enabled. So you're super low, you're inaudible? Lol. I know why. And actually, I don't actually know why, but try again, Brian. Talk.
Mic check 1 2.
You're probably gonna be yelling at them now. Let's find out.
Yeah.
Any better?
Okay.
We go? Saved?
I think it sounds better.
Okay, let's start over again.
Yeah.
Brian, what's
saved?
What's in store for us today?
Okay. Sorry about the technical difficulties, guys. We're really going OG vintage Top Clack on this one. So, like usual, we do have a pretty full news doc of pretty awesome things to talk about. Then a little bit later in the show, during our guest segment, we will have Krelbit of SwitchMod.net. If you guys don't know, he runs a store where he lubes and sells switches and the sort, and he's working on his first keyboard, the Meme, which we did talk about last week a little bit, but you know, lots more info today, a little bit more in-depth look at the Meme. And then, of course, to finish it off like we always do, we will have a Q&A segment at the end, so if you have questions at any point, make sure you save those for the end of the show.
Sounds good. And hit that intro. I wonder if all my audio stuff isn't working now for my desktop stuff. They probably didn't hear that intro. That's okay. That happens, you know?
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. 'Cause according to my audio mixer, they probably didn't hear the intro, but that's life. Brian, how are you doing today?
We were so unprepared for this episode.
Oh, they heard it? Okay. Okay, cool.
Oh, nice. We're not total failures.
Nice. My settings totally
I am
didn't mix up.
doing great. You know, Huey and I are both rocking our Top Pack shirts, which is totally accidental, by the way. We actually don't. I swear we don't plan to match. But you know, sometimes these things, they just happen. Jacob Theo. Wait, let me get this name right. Jacob Theo Rabin. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub. Appreciate that. As well as Mo0. Mao0? Wait.
Awesome.
I've never seen that before. Mao0 just subscribed with a tier 1 sub. Are there tiers of subs?
Yeah. You can. It's the payment amounts. So.
Oh, I've never heard it. I've never seen it say that before.
I think they changed what it's
like
called.
Someone subbed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be like a Twitch
say
update.
it'll say like which tier you do. So thank you so much for that, and Pinkroy as well, and B-Ball2 City. Oh man, thanks everyone so much for the subs and for the support.
You guys are awesome.
So things are already starting off better now. Thanks to everyone.
Yeah. Now I'm in a good mood.
Yeah, Ryan, what have you been working on this week? Any interesting keyboard developments in the Quake world?
Well, some of you might not know, as actually I think I talked about it last time, but I am borrowing a fancy keyboard, an OTD 356 Mini from community member Jacob's Mirror. This is mainly because it's a gasket mount, and I wanted to test to both feel and hear what a gasket mount keyboard might be like because of the Meme keyboard coming out from Krellbit. So, you know, gasket mount, obviously a pretty rare thing, something we don't see very often, and like it doesn't even come out like very often. The Meme is like the first keyboard to use it since the 356 Mini, I think. Even if I'm wrong, whatever, it's still rare. Very, very cool. So yeah, I've been working on that. I'm probably going to put up a bunch of typing videos here pretty soon, including this one because I think the sound is pretty unique. Smacks mic. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I have like a really good habit of just like smacking my mic over and over again. But yeah, and then of course, if you guys missed it on our YouTube channel, Huey and I just put out our first ever dual review in video format. Pretty cool stuff where we talk about the COD 67. So make sure you check that out in our YouTube channel, which you can find below the stream. But yeah, other than that, we're just wrapping up some other projects, and then I'm going to get started on our sweet QMK project with Jack.
Ooh.
What about you, Huey?
As well as collabing with our first dual review, I also released the MT3 device terminal, or how I enjoy saying it, /dev/tty.
It's kind of like how is it Clarkson on Top Gear when he says will dot I dot m dot.
Yeah. That's why I like going /dev/tty/MT3 because it's also an MT3 profile review as well. Yeah, I did that. Yeah. I still need to post out to Reddit. I'll do that after this, unless someone wants to beat me for the karma you might get from it. Yeah, I did that. This weekend, actually, probably not after stream today, but probably tomorrow after work or Saturday, I do plan on lubing my MX Zlant board. I haven't decided if I want to do with Trebosis or with Techkeys Thin Blend yet, so maybe I'll have chat decide for me when I stream that this weekend. Working on which episodes and a new review coming out hopefully next week. That's about it with me.
Cool. Good stuff. All right. Well, in the interest of keeping a proper timeline here, we're going to roll right into the news, of which we have quite a few things, actually.
Yes.
Lots of things going on this week.
Whoa. Hold on. Let me just tab around and let me just open this up. And let's start with a bang. More specifically, let's start with the Big Bang interest check, which is actually now you can order it straight from like KBD fans right now. I don't know if it's in stock, but yeah, it's a mix ortholinear keycap set. I called it when I did my review like this would be a great set to have on a ortho board or on a small form factor board, and it's here.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
You know what's like kind of funny?
What's kind of funny?
Look at the comparison they have in this thread of like the other profiles with it.
Yes.
Doesn't this seem set up a little odd to you? Why is it set up vertically and not horizontally? You can't actually tell like what the full sculpt is like.
I don't know. I mean, they just wanted to compare
strange.
robot. They should have that one as well as the full sculpt comparison. That one's good for just per key IMO, but
yeah, interesting stuff. So actually, for those that weren't aware, I just learned this a couple weeks ago. The mix profiles actually was done by Percent, who is the same person that brought us the Canoe custom keyboard and the Skog custom keyboard. So, fairly prominent designer doing this kind of thing. Pretty cool stuff.
It is on KBD fans, $49.90, 179 in stock. PBT, of course, just like all mix sets. They're die subbing it this time. Yay!
Okay.
Instead of doing the die over and then laser or drill in for the last set, which is great. Man, maybe I should pick one of these up for my plank that I have. But I'm excited to see it die subbed and done. Hopefully the legends are done well though, because when you die sub, if they're not done well, you're gonna have very blurry legends or legends that aren't aligned or legends that are as bad as MT3 legends. So that's obviously a big worry. But I hope it goes well. It's cheap enough for people to try out too, for if they have an ortho board.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pretty cool stuff. All right.
What is next?
Next, we have the Retri Keyset. It's a group by.
Retri Keyset?
Actually, where? Oh, okay. I don't know why I was having so much trouble finding the pics in
Let's
this.
just go to the gallery while you can
Yeah.
give us some of those awesome hot specs.
Yep. So this is a cherry profile set. The material is PBT. It is die subbed. Wait, what? This is a weird thread. But it looks like it's a cherry profile PBT set. I actually don't know who the manufacturer is. I'm trying to find that information, but I don't see it. I'm gonna go ahead and guess it's probably like not Enjoy PBT or something.
Well, the keycaps may be manufactured by Enjoy PBT. It's probably diced up by someone else.
That's definitely a
Or
possibility.
manufactured by Gatoron, I mean, but dyed
Yeah.
by probably Everglide, like someone mentioned in chat, but that kind of looks like.
Yeah, so they call it the Retri Keyset, so a little bit kind of a more classic colorway. Actually, this color reminds me exactly of the like white/gray Leopold keyboards, like the 980C and the FC660C. This is pretty much like the exact same thing, except for different legends, obviously. I'm gonna be totally honest here. The legends are really throwing me off here.
I'm not digging the legends.
Yeah, I think they look kind of funky when they're all lowercase.
Is it me, or if you go down near the end, does the open and close bracket seem a bit too thick in the midsection?
You mean the legends or the cap itself?
The legends, the open and close bracket seems a bit off. If you ask me,
yeah, these legends are pretty thick in general.
They're thick but squished, which makes them look like enter, like that E on the E's on enter is that's garbage.
Yeah. Well, either way.
Hopefully this is just a prototype and they do improve on it. But if this is like, here's your production sample, then like, how much is this going for, Brian?
All right, so the prices are actually kind of interesting. The TKL kit, which is your standard base kit of 87 keys, no win keyless stuff there, is $31 US. But to get it shipped to the US, $14. So almost half the cost of that set is shipping.
Wow. Well, at least it's the cheap set if these are the possible results of the font and getting die subbed.
Yeah. A full board will run you about $5 more at $36, and a full set of 152 keys, which will probably cover all of your much more less standard layouts, will be $58 US.
Ooh.
And
Nani? Nani? It covers big ass enter. The Bay key. It actually covers it.
Yeah, well, you know that that set I got from KBD fans, the black on black hand ghoul.
Yeah,
that has big ass enter too.
I'm like, but what? Who's making big ass enter MX boards?
I don't know.
Tell me,
even
people.
has like
Tell
it
me.
even has the stabilization pipe like on the key.
Who's doing this?
I don't know, man.
Who paid for that mold to exist?
I don't know, but you're my hero, whoever you are. Just for the hell of it. Anyways, this group buy running for only a week. It started 3 days ago on the 12th and will end on the 19th, 4 days from now. So if that's something you're into, check that out. I'm always a big fan of cheap cherry profile PBT caps.
Yeah.
Like Gatoron and Enjoy PBT, and this is kind of like a competitor to that. Definitely not loving the legends, if I'm being totally honest, but hey, it's another option, and maybe you do.
So, did you have a chance to watch my MT3 review that I posted just the other night?
I did. Yes.
So, you know how I mentioned, like, man, the legends are so bad, it's like as if a toy company made it for, like, a keyboard? I compared it to basically a Fisher-Price keyboard.
Yeah,
Well, a competitor to Fisher-Price, Hasbro, has decided to make a key set.
Well... Okay. That's kind of true. I mean, Hasbro didn't decide to make a key set, but they approved an official Scrabble set.
An official Scrabble set.
So this is actually kind of cool. So the designer of this set, I think they have her name on here. Yeah, Cassidy Williams. She's actually
Seattle, right?
She's local to me. I have met her. She's a keyboard enthusiast. She comes to all the meetups and stuff. She's a very very nice person, but she is she does something like really important at Amazon, or at at Amazon. I don't remember what it is now though. It's like the head of like virtual, so, like she like basically heads like the Alexa project.
Cool.
So yeah, pretty awesome. She was featured in like glamour magazines, like 35 women under 35 that are changing the tech industry. Like she's a very important person in the industry, and it's pretty cool that she's also really into keyboards, and she wanted to make a key set. So I guess she reached out to Hasbro because she wanted to do a Scrabble themed set and wanted it to be official. And bam, here we are. Hasbro officially approved this set. So this is a legit Scrabble key set, and I think it actually looks pretty good.
You know what my complaint is?
You probably have several, but go ahead.
No blanks. You can't actually play Scrabble with this. Like, they have a pack where it includes like all the keys, the Scrabble bag, right? All the to use for Scrabble. But you don't have blanks, because like imagine like if you made a Scrabble MX board, like a big ortholinear board, right? And then you can just put blanks and then pull them out and put them in as they are.
Yeah. Oh wait, Huey.
I don't know what happened. I don't know.
You're having audio issues. I don't know. You got really quiet for me, but I know like in Skype, like you get quiet, but on the Twitch stream, it cuts off in one ear. It's really really strange.
I'm back, guys.
Yeah, that used to happen a lot, then it didn't happen, and then this is the first time I've seen that happen in a while.
Okay. But like, yeah, it doesn't come with blanks, so you can't like play keyboard Scrabble where like the board starts with all blanks, which would be hilarious, right? And then as you put down the characters, you use a key puller to take them out and you put them in one at a time. I thought it'd be really cute.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make
impractical.
I'm gonna make you feel a little stupid, Huey. There are blanks.
There's only 2.
It's in a separate kit. Yeah, but it's still blanks, right?
You're not enough to cover a board. I'm saying an equal, like as if you can have a full blank board. So like for example, if I have my 60%, I can cover all blanks, but then make a Scrabble word in the middle.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. Okay, yeah, I guess that would have been cool,
right? That would have been because you also have like the yeah. That's like my thing that would be really cool about it. And you can have a little star in the middle of your keyboard, and then you can just make funny little words around your keyboard.
I mean, I guess so, but I feel like, yeah, I feel like the legends are like the whole point of the set, though. Like with the sub legends in particular.
Not too bad. I wish it wasn't XDA. That's my next complaint.
Yeah. Price seems about what we'd expect for this kind of set. Hopefully we can get some of those lower MOQs, but the starting price for alpha is at least $47, and the starting price for modifiers $32. So, about $70 or so if you want to get alphas plus modifiers, or not, sorry, about $80 if you want to get alphas plus modifiers. So maybe a little bit cheaper than something like DSA or SA, but still not terribly inexpensive.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely, she's a cool person. Wish her the best of luck. It's a neat set. It's very whimsical. Kind of like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what's really really whimsical, Brian?
Yeah, this other set we're about to talk about.
Bingo. And this other set is a group buy by Z Frontier for the creative Stary Night DSA Dice key set round 2. You might have seen Indiana Jones, a member of Z Frontier, post this wonderful picture on RMK that got a ton of upvotes because that die sub quality, like that's pretty crisp.
That's really cool.
That's nice. He has the Pantone colors, pretty nice. There's a modern font and a classic font version, as well as icon or text mods. So like you have options not only for fonts, but for like icons or default. So you can it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Yep, good stuff. This is run by our partner over at Z Frontier, and kind of like the last couple sets they've been running in this profile by Creative. I don't actually know how to pronounce that brand.
Creative, like they're creative, but they're creative. I feel like there's no right way, so therefore there's no wrong way. You know?
I guess that's true. Yeah,
Man, this looks pretty cool.
Pretty cool stuff.
I want those beautiful keys.
Yeah, actually,
dude, there's so much scrolling on this site. Like I've been scrolling for so long. Like chat's been watching me just scroll. Like there's like every like OEM board kit under the sun, every kit you can do with modern font, classic font, icon mods, non-icon mods. I just have auto scroll on right now, and it's just taking its time going down the page. But now we've reached the novelties at a little past half down the page. Of course, inspired by Vincent Van Gogh. You have the die sub, maybe the air die subs, which seem to be reverse die sub basically, because it's a light legend and a dark keycap. They're calling it air die sub. That gray novelty kit is kind of fire. I think I like it more than the blue novelty kit.
Yeah, man, these novelties are
oh my god,
freaking nuts.
I might just buy just novelties and just throw them on my plank and be set. You know what I am saying?
I know what you're saying. Anyways, a base set of this with 104 keys will run you $66. That's not too bad actually.
Oh man.
I mean, normally on a DSA set you'd be spending upwards of $100 to outfit a standard 104 key. Actually, probably more than that.
I'm still scrolling.
Yeah, it's a long page, Huey. I get it.
You know what else is long?
Let me look at the next topic. Oh, all right. That's a pretty good segue.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. The next thing that's long is the group buy for the H7, a 173% PCB.
Yeah, well, I mean, the group buy might not be long, but
no, the group buy is actually
like the item is
basically
is
over.
Potentially quite long.
Yeah, I mean, he closed at 40 PCBs. It is closed, but we do want to talk about this because it's cool. So look at the pictures from Model 1.
Your mic just went out again.
Why microphone?
It almost sounds like an auto gain issue
USB
or something.
controller.
Anyways, yes, the H7 173% PCB.
So round 2 ended, but round 3, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and this is looking like it wants to compete with the castle.
Not really. I mean, does this have moats?
This has more keys than the castle, I think.
Yeah, it does.
The castle actually has a surprisingly low amount of keys for how large it is.
Because we have to do the important things like protect the castle, my dude.
Yeah, the battle bits and stuff. That's pretty great.
Yeah.
Oh golly.
Man, I love seeing battle station boards like this, but like, I would have to like dedicate a whole day of knowing I'm not gonna play video games for like a whole day because I can't do that with this keyboard on it.
Yeah, this would take up.
This is like
all of my desk.
You have to be a person who uses a trackball or a trackpad all the time for something like this. You know what I'm saying?
Flux Capacitor says this board is great for Scrabble. Nice.
Yeah, that is happening. Even though the group buy did end, I still think you should check it out when you get a chance to get some more information on when round 3 will happen. It seems pretty cool. He's doing it in small segments at a time to make sure everyone gets what they're getting on a relatively good turnaround time, 4 to 6 weeks for production and shipping. So I think it's good he's doing it in very quick, small batches like this.
Yeah. Looking pretty cool.
Brass plates are pretty cool. And this next board has a brass plate. Not brass plate, brass weight. For weight.
Yeah, I was like, what are you looking at?
It's the Southpaw Fullsized. The big one. Not the small one, the big one.
I actually really like this keyboard. not just for the design, but also because I'm left-handed, and B, I am a gamer, and having more space on the right side of my keyboard for my mouse hand is a really big deal, and being able to use a left-handed numpad is also kind of helpful. So I really approve of this kind of design. This is the kind of product that helps me out a lot. So
and
I'm
keyless
loving this. And wind keyless block. Yeah, like this actually looks pretty cool. Has a brass weight and everything. Very, very nice too.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, yeah. It looks like it. Oh no, there's a
top mount, my dude. 8.5 degrees of angle.
Yeah,
rubber washer mounted with rubber washers, so it's like a pseudo gasket mount. Switch cut.
Wait, is it?
Yeah, on the deeps, top mounted with rubber washers, and that will give it a semi gasket mount feel, which is good. 8.5 degrees. When keyless, he will be doing when key. CNC aluminum bottom and top brass weight, and the plate is cut for switch top opening. Nice and awesome possum. So, to-do list. Launching this interest check. He's still working on prototyping and finding a PCB designer. So I'm wondering how long this will actually be out for, before the group buy section, because
this is probably a ways out from seeing group buy, by the look of it.
But this is pretty cool.
The target price, which is still to be decided, is under $400 USD, which seems about right.
Under 400 or 400?
Well, it says 399 is under 400. 399.99 is under 400.
With or without shipping?
It's marketing. It's marketing, yeah, Jumbo. No. But yeah, like 400 seems about right. I mean, it's effectively a full-size keyboard with with a big brass weight, top-mounted plates, all metal. Like, yeah, 400 is about right. It might go a little over. Obviously, you'll have shipping there too, so like it'll probably wind up being like a $500 keyboard after everything.
So I just want to say, whoever ends up being the PCB designer and designs the firmware, I kindly ask you make this boot mapper client compatible. That is all.
Yeah. Anyways, he pretty good thread. He has a lot of info here. A lot of pictures. I want to see a prototype, definitely. I think that'll be cool. It looks like he will be getting one before the group buy starts, obviously.
Of course, that's like
always cool.
The way you gotta go nowadays.
Yeah, that's becoming way more of a thing. That didn't used to be a thing.
Yeah, I'm so happy it's a thing now. And that brings me to our next topic, which is someone who decided, yeah, of course I need a prototype. Not only that, I need to show it off before I even like do this for realsies. And this is the Lumina, a Corian board by Greenwald Designs. I think it is pretty cool. I know Corian was first really considered and talked about when Ryan Norbauer was considering it doing for the Normal Force, but he ended up not going that route due to costs and other prohibitive measures. But it looks like this awesome person decided, you know what, 60%. Let's try to make it happen. And it's made it happen. It's Corian. It's like countertop material. You know what I'm saying? You know what I am saying?
Yeah.
And he has two different color options for his prototypes.
Yeah. I'm not really familiar with Corian. I don't really know what it's supposed to feel or sound like. It looks kind of like a marble, almost.
Like, kind of like a faux marble countertop material. Has it really cold to touch, like stone-ish.
Okay.
So it's it's like a countertop material.
Interesting. Is it pretty heavy, I imagine?
It has some weight to it.
Okay.
It's not like super heavy at all. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like super heavy, but like it's cool that people are experimenting.
It's heavier than like aluminum.
For this much, I don't know actually how it actually.
Well, I mean,
aluminum,
like
1-to-1.
Yeah, pound to pound, it's probably heavier than aluminum, I imagine.
Yeah, but it's cool because, it can be polished really nicely. Like, countertops can be, nice and shiny. This is the same thing. You can polish this super nice and shiny.
Yeah, it does look very, very, very neat. So it looks like it is kind of like a sandwich style design, but it is high profile. He's got a polycarbonate diffuser on the bottom, presumably for your RGB LEDs, which this might come with.
Yes.
There's Corian feet.
There's an optional PCB called the Waldo.
Oh, interesting. I like that. So he's got Corian feet. He says 5% angle, but I imagine he means 5 degree. So
5%.
So still a little low on the angle there for this kind of board, in my opinion. I think I would like to see a little bit higher personally, but still looking pretty darn awesome. The plate can either be brass or aluminum.
I think brass would look great with it, but
yeah,
I mean,
with like the whiter.
Even though
color.
he does want to support RGB LEDs on the bottom, one thing I really wish he gave as an option was a full Corian bottom.
Yeah, agreed. I wonder if that would just be maybe too expensive. He says already, as it stands, he expects it to cost between 300 to 380 USD, depending on selections. So, as far as 60% go, like you're already kind of already in that like high ground.
I mean, heck, charge me $420 for that Corian bottom as well.
Anyways, there will be no hard limits on how many cases can be ordered. The more cases, the lower the price will be. So pretty typical group buy format there. More orders equals more better.
Yeah, I just want to say, case and plate made in the good old USA. Thank you very much for that. Because Merca.
Stop being so Merc, Huey.
Expected to be 2.5 pounds with the steel plate. 2.1 with the brass. So pretty weighty.
Wait, say that again? I think you got that backwards.
That's what he put down, actually.
Wait, hold on. Let me find
Technical specifications. Length, width, height, weight.
Wait, how is it lighter with a brass plate? 2.1 pounds with brass plate, 2.5 pounds with steel plate. I wonder if that's I think that might be a typo, because I'm pretty sure brass is as heavy or heavier than steel.
Welp.
Maybe someone in the chat's gonna correct me. And
no, steel should be.
Is steel heavier than brass?
Brass is denser. I don't know if that means it's heavier necessarily, but
a couple people are saying, all right, maybe I'm wrong. I guess. The steel plate is thicker. What? Oblasi says brass is slightly heavier, but other people are saying steel is heavier. Even chat can't agree on this. Interesting.
Maybe I should do some keyboard science in the future. But I think this is a cool board. I think I'd definitely get one of these, to be honest.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more unique boards we've seen in a while, and I think that alone has a lot of merit to it.
Heck. Yes.
Plus, that's a cool name too. Lumina.
Lumina.
I don't know. I'm gonna say Lumina. It's probably Lumina, but I want to say Lumina just to trigger people. I also think it sounds cooler.
No,
either way, awesome board. I definitely would need some kind of feed on there. I would not be able to use this flat.
Yeah, definitely be using 5 degrees minimum.
Man, this is still an IC too, man. Like people are really stepping up ICs lately. He's got he's got 2 prototypes. He has like a full album of pictures. He's got tons and tons and tons of details about everything. Amazing interest check thread. Every interest check thread needs to be like this.
USB Type-C.
The future. The future is now.
Yeah, and I know I've seen chat. Both steel and brass densities can vary based on how they make the brass and steel. So it depends on what brass density and which steel density he uses. That we don't know, and we don't know what manufacturer using it for that. But we'll see.
Yep. Oh, apparently we have the person designing this in chat right now.
Yeah, he's in our Discord actually.
Oh, is he? Oh, cool. Okay. Donut Cable says brass should be about 8% heavier than steel. Brass density varies on the mix. Okay. Well, apparently here brass is noticeably lighter than steel. by a full 0.4 pounds, and that's just changing the plate. The plate alone. That means the plate alone is 0.4 pounds less. The brass plate is less than the steel. Very interesting.
Very interesting indeed.
Okay, so he does say the steel plate is thicker in the prototypes, hence the higher weight. Okay,
there we go.
That makes more sense. Why would you need different thicknesses for steel and brass on this, though? I don't really understand that.
Who knows? But maybe we can find out in the future when we get them, if we do.
For sure.
Next up, something else with a very interesting name is the Zlant 40% by Zip Ties, who's known for doing some 3D printed cases. This is a 40% case that isn't your average brick-looking kind of thing. It's a diagonal brick-looking kind of thing.
This is like one of the cutest things.
Yeah, very Zlanted.
It's fun. Like it's very different. It's very.
You know what I wish he did?
Adorable.
Off on one side, he actually made a handle, like coming out of the side of the board, like a plastic handle, so you can just like wield the board around.
Interesting.
But that's not what he's going for. But it comes with it's going to come with a slanted PCB as well.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's cool to see Zip Ties getting more involved. For those that might not have been around for a while, Zip Ties used to do like a ton of 3D printing work years ago. He's made tons and tons and tons of cases and things of that nature, and he's been a lot more quiet as of late. So it's cool to see him back. He's actually like a super nice guy, and it's cool to see him taking on a new project. Slanted PCB though, that's so goofy to me.
So let's see. Let me look at this layout because what's it given? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3. So it's a slanted plank.
I mean, it is a plonk. It's effectively a plonk. It's just staggered.
With stagger.
So forth, though. Yeah.
With non-standard stagger as well.
Yeah.
That Z key is inwards, as if you had the
COD 67 plate that I currently have.
Yes.
So it's staggered like 0.25 to the left, I think.
Yes. And you know what? That's wrong.
Hey, I mean, some people like different things, but it is a little tough for me to get used to, yeah.
Yeah.
But different strokes for different folks.
Speaking of different strokes for different folks, KBD fans has decided if a numpad with a 1U top key isn't your kind of stroke for those kind of other folks, they have the V2 of the KBD V2 pads, which has the 2U key on top, and it doesn't offer in red, and there's no $1 upgrade for Enjoy PBD keycaps.
So this is actually kind of interesting to me. Was this something that the community wanted? Who was asking for a 2U key at the top of their numpad? Also, thank you very much, Dead Encryption, for the sub via Twitch Prime 4 months in a row. Thank you very much, sir.
Same
Appreciate
for
that.
Shenpai, who subbed earlier as well.
Aw, yeah. Sometimes I miss things in chat.
Yeah, it's a thing. I don't know, man. Like, I just get the V1 with the standard 1U, so I can use, like, a normal.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's cool either way. I wonder who was just like, oh shit, let's put a 2U key at top here instead of a 1U.
See, the funny thing is, so like, for example, when we covered the mixed profile Big Bang keycaps I have earlier, they actually listed the availability of how much in stock. Go away thing. And for this, availability, many in stock.
Yeah, I think once they have more than a specific amount, they're just like, a lot. Either way, it's supposedly a pretty sweet numpad. We have not gotten one in for review, but we're actually planning on it. So, look forward to that if you're curious. We'll probably wind up going with the V1 model, if anything, because I think Huey and I both appreciate the 1U key a little bit more.
Yes.
But, that's preference, obviously.
I also appreciate the $1 upgrade to get Enjoy PBD.
I was about to say, so I wonder... I mean, because, no joke, they were, definitely losing money on those keycaps. Like, you can't sell like 20 die sub PBT cherry profile caps for $1 and like make money on that.
You know, one interesting thing I'd like to say about this: if you look at the PCB, they actually have spots for on the top where you couldn't put keycaps because it's blocked by the case. So I'm wondering if they'll ever prepare for, you know, this full 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 by 7 macro pad or something, you know, because they have the slots for it. If you look at the PCB, like all the pins are there, even where the case covers it on top.
For sure. Yeah.
So maybe there'll be more variations of tops you can have for the KBD pad in the future as well.
Yeah, still pretty neat for the price, methinks.
Yeah.
Does it come with these SA caps?
No, it does not.
No. Okay, so no keycaps at all here included in this price, which is kind of a bummer considering on the last one we had $1 caps that were good. But you know, either way, looks pretty nice and simple.
Yeah, and no red option. So, Giorgio, stop it. Sorry about that scratching.
Yeah.
No, it's also nice and simple.
Not our next topic.
Yeah, that is correct. That is correct. And those of you who are listening now will see this is our next topic. This is the Massdrop control mechanical keyboard.
Yeah, so kind of an interesting thing here. Those with an astute eye might notice that this is very similar to the K-type keyboard from Input Club, which has ran on Massdrop twice already, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So this is there's a lot to talk about here. Obviously, we try not to get too in depth with drama. We don't really care that much to take sides. We're first and foremost a news and information outlet. So, you know, what we necessarily think about stuff like this is kind of whatever, and we try to take a really unbiased look. So we're not just going to sit here and bash one side or the other for anything. Just keep that in mind. We're a relatively neutral entity. With that said, this is very, very similar to the K-type.
Yes, it has dual USB-C ports on the back. It has tie-how.
Does the K-type have 2 USB ports?
Yep.
Does
2
it?
USB
Okay,
Type-C, yep. It has also manufactured by tie-how. Same keycap set, just different colors. It does use KeyOMK naturally instead of having to port it. But the original K-type was also KeyOMK compatible.
Yeah, so I imagine due to legal reasons, Massdrop will not be using the Input Club's programmer that they use for the previous K-type
and the
keyboard.
feet are different as well.
Yep. It's if you scroll down, there's a pic of the bottom. It's kind of an interesting kind of solution.
So they said they did make improvements. They were able to source a better wire size to help reduce the rattle
Of the stabilizer?
of the stabilizer. Yep.
Okay, cool. That's helpful because the K-type stabilizer definitely little noisy.
So we know that they did make some changes to the PCB. What changes we don't know because the reset hole is in a different position.
Yeah. But similar to the K-type, these do still have the KL hot swap sockets.
Yes. So I've actually,
USB-C.
Giorgio, calm down. I've actually officially, as Top Clack, reached out to Input Club for an official comment if they had one, and they have no official comment at the moment.
All right, that is good news, I guess. As they probably shouldn't either. Honestly, they have better things to worry about than any kind of legal drama, especially with how the Halo Switch fiasco went over. It's just like it's just way too much time and money, and it's all, like they did last time. It's just better to just drop things. It takes less time and less money to just drop things and move on to something different and or better.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Either way, interesting approach here. The Massdrop control keyboard. If you are really into the K-type, but you wanted like this color, maybe this is a better option for you. But it is very, 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 very similar to the K-type.
Yes. You know what's something interesting?
Our next topic is super interesting.
Yeah. Alps switches, MX compatibility, Nani?
Yep.
Introducing the Nexus Alps slider, Nexus top housings, which are Alps stab inserts for stab inserts for cherry keycaps.
Yep. So pretty interesting thread here. This is in group buy phase right now. The thread has lots of info, which is freaking awesome to see. Yeah, the biggest problem people have been having with Alps is, you know, you don't have your sweet MX keycaps to use on them, and like basically all custom keycaps that are made these days are for MX switches.
Yep.
Excuse me. And you know, you have basically nothing for Alps. You know, Taihao makes a few like really basic and like cheap, value-oriented Alps key sets, but you have nothing that's like super nice and fancy, like, you know, GMK or SA or, you know, etc. Enjoy PBT. Like, you don't have anything like that. So you're pretty much forced to either go with vintage caps or, you know, a newer option that is honestly not that amazing. And that's a problem. And it sucks because a lot of Alp switches are really, really, really good, and they still hold up well to this day and age. Unfortunately, aside from Matthias, I don't think there are any currently still in production.
Nope. Taihao.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
APC switches.
That's true. I don't think those are very good, though, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they are trash.
Even Matthias switches are pretty mediocre, but a lot of more vintage Alps are freaking amazing, and people want to build sweet custom keyboards with them and be able to use their nice keycap sets, and this is, in essence, a solution to that.
Yeah, so they're going to be POM sliders, which is great because that's the natural material for sliders. So sliders are 55 cents each. They need to hit an MOQ of 11,000 sliders. 11,000 sliders.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, for anyone that's actually confused and might not know how an Alp switch usually works, the slider is usually basically like the same across Alp switches, and you get things like tactility and clickiness from the leaves themselves in the housing. And sometimes there's more than one leaf, like on what they're called complicated Alps, like SKCM brown switches, for example, have like a 2-leaf tactile system and stuff like that. So a little bit different from the way MX works. So in theory, you can swap out this slider and get the same feel, but then now have MX compatible stem for your keycaps.
Bingo. So
very, very awesome idea. Definitely hope this goes over well. I think the price is maybe a little higher than it should be, but I mean that's strictly because of MOQs, obviously.
Yep. Interesting thing about this MOQ though. So to put it in perspective for a lot of people, because like how many sliders is 11,000 individual sliders? That's enough to fill almost 106 full-size keyboards, 104 key, 106 of them basically full-size keyboards. A room full of keyboards basically, but they're already at 5K. For sliders, top housings at 3,600, stab inserts 54. So they're definitely making progress. Hold on, Giorgio just escaped. I'm not sure if he was allowed to.
All right. Okay, so he does have a live quantity, which is pretty cool to see. I like the live quantity counter. That's freaking awesome. I need that on more things. Anyways, the forum was opened on the 12th of this month, so just 3 days ago, and it closes on the 26th of this month. So open for a while, 2 weeks. Order form is in there.
You know, do you think this will cause a rebirth of Alp switches and drive up their prices even higher than they already are?
You mean a rebirth, as in like brand new manufacturers?
No, of new people hunting down the limited amounts of Alps boards available left.
Yeah, of course. of course, people will want to get switches that are awesome because a lot of Alps switches are awesome, and then if they're able to use the keycaps they already have, then that's obviously already a big deal.
Just imagine.
So yeah, people will definitely be buying up more Alps boards than usual.
I can imagine Mr. Matthias himself being like, "Yes, people are going to start buying more of our switches because they can put MX keycaps in them."
That's a possibility as well. Actually, it's still something different.
Someone to just convince him to like buy out MOQ, and then just start throwing them into switches. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So our last little topic we have before we transition to our little guest section. Something a little small. This is a little cute. The Typearrays SD01, which is literally just a keyboard stand for your keyboard. That's all.
Yeah. But obviously, in our community where we thrive on aesthetic and showing things off in fancy ways, this is hitting home for all of us. So, bam, you got a keyboard that you love to display. Look at it. He's got a nice blank white HHKB, absolutely beautiful,
clean,
very clean, very clean. Love it.
Yeah, there's a small giveaway on Instagram that happened. There's gonna be a web store soon, roughly 2 weeks. Depending on how much it is, sure, I'll pick up one or two to show off a board or two. I think it's cute.
Yeah, I'm actually scrolling through the thread now. Is there any kind of pricing information yet?
No.
All right. No. That'd be too easy. All right.
Alrighty.
Huey.
Yeah, let me just throw up this transition screen.
No.
Oh, yeah, right.
So Top Clack is able to do a lot of cool things because we have sponsors. Honestly. And we like to talk about those, and we're partnered with a lot of cool people, and we support them. They support us, and we'd like for you to support them as well because they're very helpful and very nice people.
First off,
we have novelkeys.xyz. You can head over there and pick up all sorts of awesome switches. Got lots and lots and lots of Kale switches. Got a lot of fairly exclusive switches to him, including the Box Jades and Box Navies, which are, in my opinion, the best clicky switches you can buy right now. In terms of like MX format. Like they're freaking amazing. Sellouts, you know it, buddy.
Hey,
actually, no.
You know what's even better you can buy on the Novel Keys site? The Novel Keys shoe shirt, because every time you mouse over picture for that, the picture, you see Mike's beautiful face and beard.
He's such a goofy dude. I love it.
You can also pick up the big switches he has, which is a wonderful thing just to have on your desk, or to hook it up to something if you're really, really handy, because it is a fully working big switch.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's actually legit.
Yeah, check out all his stuff. I believe he is planning on restocking his stabs pretty soon. I know a lot of people want to get those awesome screw-in stabs that Brian and I love to use in our streams, which we get from Novel Keys. So he should be restocking those as well. So check it out for switches, stabs, that awesome shirt. Don't forget, we have a promo code, don't we, Brian?
Yep. If you use Top Clack, that's 2 words, you get 5% off your total order at Novel Keys, which is nice and helpful. Saves you a couple bucks. And go support. You gotta support Novel Keys, man. The guy is just top tier. He's so nice. He really is. I've met him at multiple meetups. Talked to him a lot. He's a really cool guy.
Yeah. Moving on next for our sponsors. Special thanks to Input Club, who runs Kono.store, where you can get pre-orders for the White Box. You can keep up to date on the interchecks for SA Troubled Minds and the Arcane and Plague keycap sets. You can pre-order some Hako Violet switches, which will be shipping next month. Or if you're into it, you can also look into those A5 Plus wireless speakers, which they have now. And also, one thing you should definitely do, if you haven't been checking out Instagram, they've been teasing this almost every single day. The Kira is coming soon. So get on that wait list to get that email when it comes out.
And it is going to be cheap for what it is.
Under $200.
Very inexpensive for the quality that it's going to have.
So that's going to be pretty hunky dory. Feel free, get a Top Clack shirt, get a White Fox hat. Check out their cool stuff. Because they're cool.
$20, man. Buy a Top Clack shirt. $20.
Helps us so much.
Come on,
guys. Come on.
They're really nice shirts too. Like this is actually like one of the more comfortable shirts I even own. Love it.
And Brian owns a lot of shirts.
I do own a lot of shirts actually. I own a lot of keyboard related shirts, which is kind of interesting. Like almost all of my shirts right now are keyboard shirts in some format. It's pretty great.
And then next up for our sponsors, special thanks to Zeal of Zeal PC for also helping make this show possible. You should all check out his really cool stuff. His group buy for the round 10 switches happening now. Got your blue Zlant switches,
Telios,
Tiffany blue Telios. Oh, way to go, especially when you lube them. Even Zeal himself, last night we were on chat, he was like, you guys gotta try these lubed Telios because the bee's knees, the cat's pajamas. Also, check out the, of course, purple Zelios. Brian and I highly recommend the new revised 67 and 78 gram Zelios. We're saying that out of personal experience. Those are like the new best Zelios now. And check out that RGB LED PCB. I might be getting one for an acrylic build I'm doing. Like all acrylic, everything. Plus Zeal RGB LEDs. Like, yeah.
That'd be
you know what I am
sick.
saying?
I know what you were saying, my guy. And of course, last but not least, we have Z Frontier, aka the Beast in the East. They help us out a lot too. They send us over a lot of review samples. Because of them, we were able to check out not only the recent COD 67 that we did a dual review of, but also the Time TKL and the Alps X2. You know, we have reviews up for all of those. They're all really cool products overall, and Z Frontier helps us out a lot. That kind of stuff.
Check out that group buy, the Creative Stary Night DSA die sub. Check out these Elemental FR87, which I'm probably gonna join.
Yeah, that's a sick board.
That's ending like the day after tomorrow, which is a bad movie. But the day after tomorrow is the date in which that group buy ends.
You like that movie,
dude? Okay. Oh, I'll talk about it later. The Q&A if someone asks us about it. I have issues about that movie.
All right.
Yeah, check out all their tons of group buys, tons of key sets they have, and awesome stuff. Thank you.
This
so
is
much for
this is
sponsors.
like
Goodness.
this is truly like the go-to site for key sets that are like in stock, because they have a lot of sets in stock, including lots of GMK, JTK, DSA, that kind of stuff, and SA. So a lot of variety there. We like them, and they are also they still help us out by translating a lot of our content, both our streams and our videos, into their native language, the Mandarin dialect, I think is what they use.
Yes. They're also going to translate the COD 67 review.
Yeah, which is really cool. And, you know, I actually can't wait to see that when it's over. And, like, because the Chinese community has always been, like, super nice to us since we've partnered with Z Frontier.
Yeah. Like,
the comments and stuff that they leave are, like, really, really awesome. And, of course, they have, like, the best emojis.
Yes.
The US really lacks on emojis.
Yeah,
compared
we
to the
need
Chinese
an upper emoji game, guys. Like,
yeah, we're really weak. Anyways, great stuff.
I'm gonna hit up that transition screen.
Yep, and then I'm going to call in our guest for the show, Krellbit.
Where's my transition screen? Where's my transition screen? Like, literally disappeared on me. Hold on. Hold up. Okay, insert transition here. We are transitioning. Let's call him up, Buttercup.
I'm gonna go ahead and add him to this call right now. Hopefully he is ready, Freddy.
Hello.
Hey, we have audio. Yeah.
Yeah, we are all here. Krellbit, thank you so much for joining us once again on Top Clack. How have you been since you've last been on?
Well, I've got a ton of new projects coming in.
Ooh,
that's always awesome to hear.
I am getting audio loops from the stream because I've been watching.
the one time you gotta mute the stream, man.
Yeah. Okay, so repeat the question because I just heard myself like 4 times.
Basically, how are you doing lately? And you know, what's kind of been up since the last time you were on the show, which wasn't terribly long ago.
It wasn't that long ago. I've gotten just let's see. I think last time we talked, I had just finished up shipping out all of the GMK Whatster group by caps. Now I've been dabbling in some other stuff. I think I just announced Trip Assist 3204 back then, and like in the meantime we've brought that to fruition and we've got it in stock in my store. got a big bag of that stuff right here.
Very nice.
You can't flex on me. So I have started work on 1 keyboard and 2 key sets. So if we'd want to talk about those, then I can surely do that.
Yeah, let's start off with the meme, because that's
The meme.
that's the big thing that's kind of going on right now. We talked about the interest track a little bit last time on the show. We kind of did a little overview, but maybe you can take us a little bit more in depth with just the whole thought process behind it, because it's a pretty unique and interesting board. So if you just want to start from the beginning, like what was going on in your head for the meme? What is the reasoning behind all this?
Okay, so started back in the summer, actually, right after, like 2 months after the Seattle meetup. I had heard a couple people on the customs chat in the Mechkeys Discord talk about a certain board called the Key Cult #1, and that's a gasket mount that came out fairly more recently than the 356. So it's what the meme was kind of aiming for. So the Key Cult #1 was a gasket mount TKL, and I saw that and was like, that is really awesome. It had a weight, which I don't really care for, but like the gasket mounting thing, I was like, that's really cool. And then obviously I saw the real force, and that's where that whole badge thing comes out from. And so I hit up Heinebush, had just kind of this napkin drawing on my desk, and we went through it together, and we just tried to make it a thing for a bit, and then actually it had another name before meme. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that right now.
Oh god.
Huey knows. Huey.
Please don't get us banned.
I won't get you banned. But it didn't actually have that other name. It was just Heine being funny, right? But half the chat will know what I'm talking about when I say it had another name. That was never official. Just gonna step out of the way, so I don't look like more of an idiot. So then we got the case made. Took it to Dadums. He's a machinist who recently joined the community. And he's located in Indiana or whatever, and he's been doing some really cool stuff with Evan from the van keyboards. I think he machined the Retro 60.
Oh.
Yeah. So we've got that done, and then we hit him up, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I could totally do this." And like we started working on that as a triple group. We got a PCB designer in. We got I01 or I03 who designed the Contra, which was really successful. And you're like recently you've been seeing a ton of Contra PCBs and
yeah, it's a great value.
Kits. Yeah, it was like $30. You've just been seeing like a ton of those pop up on the sub. So with all those pieces in place, I was like, where do I get the gaskets? Like, those are really important in a gasket mount.
turns out they're like the most important thing.
Went to Riot on the Bay, the creator of the Key Cult #1, and he was like, yeah, okay, so I tried initially with rubber gaskets, and well, they worked. Everyone hated them. Like, there was a small group buy for the Key Cult at first, in like a small private one. He's like, tried it, like, it was working, but it was complete garbage. So he was like, so I've been talking with this elastomer company, all right, and I've found this silicon that works much better. So like, thanks to his recommendation, I was able to get the gaskets done, and we're just ticking off stuff off the box right now. And we just ordered our prototype PCBs, so we're moving on to the case, which we're currently in the process of getting anodizing chips for, so the community members can kind of, because there's 11 total colors, and I want to cut it down to like,
it's a lot.
Yeah, I want to like the less things you have, the less you can get wrong. So so I want to keep it fairly minimalistic, maybe like 5 or 6 colors aside from, you know, silver, black, possibly white Cerakote. We're still unsure about that, but
If you can make it happen.
we're
Please
trying. We're trying. Yeah, we've got a good lead. And I think that's it for the meme.
Okay.
Right now.
Before we move on from that, I actually do have a couple questions for you that I think we should bring up. So, first of all, have you physically and extensively used a gasket mount keyboard before? Okay. I thought that might be the answer. So, follow-up question. What made you decide that you wanted to go with a gasket mount keyboard
I just saw the structure and I was like, that is really cool and I want one. And that was it. That was all. That was all of the.
I like it. You picked a direction and you charged head first.
That is insanely risky, in my opinion, but I appreciate the confidence nonetheless.
Yeah.
So
I've never run a keyboard before. I've never touched a gasket mount board before. I'm hoping I can do that in between the whole.
Well, I imagine through the prototypes you'll be forced to. So yeah, like I showed off towards the beginning of the stream, I am using a gasket mount keyboard right now. This is the first time I've used one, so I'm also very, very new to this. But stupid autofocus, man, come on.
So basically, all I can say right now is that I've heard that it's kind of like a sandwich keyboard, but it's a bit bouncier and it's more because like it's in a top-mounted case. It looks like it's a top-mounted case, but the internals are more similar to a sandwich-style keyboard. So that's what I kind of liked about it, because I'm using a sandwich right now. I'm using an acrylic 22 Mini B, and like I really like how it is versus my last board, which is like a KBD 75, and that was all janky.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay, so I've typed on a lot of keyboards and a lot of different mounting solutions, etc. And just in case anyone's curious about like my very first raw initial impressions of a gasket mount keyboard, I don't really feel that much of a difference. It is maybe slightly more bouncy, but it's not really like super perceivable to me all the time. A little bit of flex obviously there too as well, which is fine. Aluminum plate in the one I'm using now. What's getting me is the sound. The sound is so much nicer than anything else I've used, like because of like not only the aluminum plate, which I think it's smart that you're only doing an aluminum plate on the meme, by the way. I think that's really smart. But the gaskets really absorb a lot of the shock, and because of that and the aluminum plate, they absorb a lot of the noise except for like the main clack. So you get a really clean, like super clean clack from the gasket mount style, and I think it's freaking wonderful. I'm like, well, shit, now I have to get something like this.
Yeah, most sandwich keyboards are like that. Like you'll find that kind of quality, but not the internals. So I think that plays a part too. Like sandwich keyboards are very, when you type on them, it's like, okay, this is the sound that I'm expecting, but the aesthetic I feel is off. I don't really like how the sandwich keyboard looks, even though I use one. So I wanted like a top-mounted case. Like I love the KBD 75's case because it was top-mounted and like had that cool a bezel going up around the sides. You know, like that was all fine with me, but I didn't like how it typed.
Fair enough. Overkill's asking me to type something.
Me?
No, me, because I have my.
I was like, you won't be able to hear it.
I'm gonna do a typing video, but just for like super raw impressions here.
All that Twitch compression going on right now.
Exactly. I mean, obviously this is not going to be how it sounds like in person because of that, but just for the sake of it.
Pretty clean clack, at least.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's really clean. Like in person, there's no like reverberation or like any kind of like extra noise. It's like it's just the clack, and it's really clean.
So if you got a good switch that doesn't clack or is well lubed, then it's clean and super quiet. Then it should be the end goal.
Yeah, this one is using lubed 62 gram vintage blacks. So that helps. Cherry switches do. I do think actual Cherry branded switches sound really good. So I think that helps with it a lot. But you can definitely tell that the gasket mount is playing a role in the sound here.
That's awesome. So Krellbit, with all this prototyping and things that you're going along with, do you think you're confident enough to give us some dates yet, or you're still working on things here and there?
The only date I can give you right now is the date on the PCB, because we just ordered that, and it should be here, by the end of the month. Yeah.
Cool.
After that, we'll start machining prototypes. Like, I don't think gaskets will take that long. We're planning them out right now. We're getting the drawings sent to the elastomer company. That should happen this week. That shouldn't be much of an issue even. And then right after that, we're starting machining. And since the machinist is Dadums, he's in the US. So I should not be waiting that long to get it, which is really nice. And then I can send it back to him right away to say, like, this is wrong, and this is wrong, if anything is wrong, you know? And that's really nice, because I don't have to pay, like, insane expedited overseas shipping costs. That's really annoying. As a small vendor with limited funds, I don't think that's an option for me.
Understandable, yeah.
I just don't.
Yep. So we are getting some questions in chat, but we'll save that for just a little bit later.
Sure.
We'll move into that soonish. But save your questions for then. We'll have Q&A. You can ask any or all of us questions, and we'll most likely have answers for you. But okay, so moving on a little bit away from the meme for now. You said you were working on some key sets.
All right. Right now, I'm not a key set designer. Other people are key set designers.
Those are both true things.
Yes. One of those key set designers is Pudsey. You are familiar with him. You know him, and you probably love him. He is currently in the process of getting a set called JTK Red Riot made. And JTK Red Riot is blanks.
Yeah.
It's high quality, thick ABS blanks in red. And we're trying to run those pretty soon. It's a full set. It's like all your compatibility, everything you need. It's gonna cost like $50.
Awesome.
And
easy.
Yeah. So it's gonna be like GMK for people who don't like Legends.
Yeah, and actually it's pretty smart. It's pretty smart that you guys are going with JTK on this, because one of the main problems of JTK is their inconsistent legends.
Yes.
So if you take away the inconsistent legends, it's still a pretty nice product for a really good price.
The other driving factor behind that, because initially we were still going to do GMK for blanks, but the exchange rate over the weekend we were planning just tanked. So our $110 set would end up costing like $140. And no one's gonna pay $140 for blanks. $110 is already asking a bit too much.
Yep.
That's already pretty borderline on like a single color set with no legends.
Because he wanted a certain color, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, it has to be GMK because they have this color. And then one weekend later, he's like, hey, how you feel about JTK?
Yeah. How do you feel about half the price?
But they can't match the color exactly, which is like his main, but like price.
Price. So
you gotta strike a compromise somewhere.
Yeah. So you said you had 2 key sets planned.
Two. The second one, run by me and a local enthusiast by the username Zekin. It's called GMK Heisei. Have you guys featured that on the show yet? Should I link it?
We have.
Please.
Oh, we have.
Link it again.
Link it again.
So chat can see
what
we're talking about. But yes, we
GMK Heisei is a beige set with Japanese hiragana sub-legends. Basically, it's just your classic beige with maybe an accent or two thrown in, maybe. We're not sure yet because of pricing. And we are slowly working on that. Zekin is local to me. We've met up once. We had pho. It was great.
Good call.
Man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're making me hungry. Come on. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
Yeah, we just met up. Like we met up once last summer, I think, way back. And we've been in contact ever since. We've got this small local Minnesota Discord group where it's just like 4 or 5 guys who just kind of talk and he came up with this idea, and I was like, sure, because I've already run a group buy for him. I ran polycarbonate Mech 27 and TGR Jane plates for him way back. And those turned out fine. It was his first experience in a group buy. It was like one of my first, actually. Even it was intermediary between now and the GMK Wutster, so it happened in between then. And like experience has gone pretty well. He's a friend, I'd say. I consider him a friend, and that's what we're doing together. So GMK Heisei, we haven't gotten any quotes since the exchange rate tanked, so I can't give accurate pricing.
That's fair.
Yeah. That's an interesting thing to think about, actually, is the exchange rate.
The exchange rate really, like, when it tanks, maybe like 4 or 5%, like that can really impact how a set does, because it increases the price by another $5-10 in the long run, and some people just can't spend that extra $5-10, you know?
Yeah, totally.
So right now we've got some renders from Amnesia. He's in the chat. He's also in the Top Clack Discord. Super cool.
Okay. Yeah, he just posted a link in the chat. Very cool.
He just posted it. That is Heisei renders. Well, there you go.
Looking good.
Yeah. So
it's very, very weeb. Just like
that's how it is. Very. The original name was Weeb.
I mean, it's basically like it's basically just 9009 with
yes
with Weeb
with Japanese sub-legends.
Weeb 9009. Yeah. It was originally called Weeb Retro, but
that's right. Yeah, I forgot.
But maybe not so much. Maybe that's a bit inflammatory. I don't know.
Yeah.
So now we've got. We're trying to shoot for a May release date, or anytime. So there are currently a couple group buys running right now. One of which is interest checks for potential group buys. One of which is GMK Olivia, and Olivia is the best. Olivia is the boss lady, so I don't want to mess with her group buy. I don't want those to intersect at all. So, plus that's like a super powerhouse group buy. From what I've been kind of seeing, that's gonna be a really
got that Rama collab going on. That novelty.
Yeah, Rama collab.
Every collab, Tokyo Coffee Nerd been collabing and been pumping that up. So
meme collab.
Ooh. See, if you're in the Discord, you know.
But that's all we got right now, and we will probably do it after hers. That's all we got. That's all we got. That's it for sets. Anything else?
Working on a keyboard, working on 2 sets. You are constantly shipping out lube. You're a busy man.
Yes. And then I'm a student, so that's fun.
So, besides the key sets and the meme keyboard, are there anything else you're either working on or you are planning to work on in the future that you want to tease about?
As for the moment, I'm selling lube. That's all I've got going right now.
Buy lube, damn it.
I've got a ton of Tribusys 3204. It's selling constantly, which is really nice. It was really reassuring because we took a kind of a gamble on it when we were planning it out. That's on my store. That's on switchmod.net. By the way, Top Clack discount code on switchmod.net gets you 5% off.
Hell yeah.
Please don't sue me. There we go.
Sue him. Just kidding.
Copyright that discount code.
Yeah. Awesome. Very cool.
That's what we've got.
That's awesome. Let's get this Q&A started. So if there are any questions in chat, give us the @TopClack tag and we'll get to your questions. But before we start, Krellbit, I have a question for you. Why should or shouldn't I use the Tribusys lube for my MX Xylants this weekend?
Why should or shouldn't you? Well, I think you should. um, and that's because compared to using oil, which is like super annoying. It beads up on the smallest little dust particles on your switches, and that can lead to application inconsistency. And then you've got mixes, which I don't have any on hand because those are dirty. I don't like them because, you know, over time you'll see them separate, and like in your switch or out of your switch. I've got quite a few experiences with just having a vial of like techies thin sitting around, and then like I pull it back up a month later and there's like two separate things going on, and I'm like, okay, guess I'll shake it up and try to use it, and then I wait like 15 minutes and it's like, oh, okay. So if it does that inside a vial, what would it do inside of my switch? Is the like the main concern. It has a low kinematic viscosity, which means as you leave it there alone, undisturbed, it won't drip like oil does, which is really nice, especially for Typearray. Putting like a lot of people like to lube their Typearray boards with oil. I really don't like that, because when I did that, what I would do was, in order to not have it the lube drip from the sliders onto the domes later on, I'd have to leave the slider tray or the plate, depending on what kind of board, just above a paper towel, suspended above two boxes, ghetto rig style. So the lube would drip down onto that paper towel over a day, and then if I put it onto a Typearray board, it wouldn't. I would have confidence that it wouldn't leak or feel sticky later on because the lube fell down onto the domes. So you could use it on Typearray, you could use it on linears, because it's still it's smooth. It's kind of thick. A lot of people have noted that, because it won't do something like this where you leave it, you uncap it, and you just tilt it upside down. It won't run. So people say that's thick. I still say it feels thinner than it looks, for sure.
Yeah, I'll agree,
yeah. But it's still like mid-thickness, I'd say.
Awesome.
And so it can be put on a lot of things because of that quality.
Great answer. An educational answer. Thank you.
Yes, so we do have some questions rolling in already. Also, side note, thank you so much, Olivia and Canadian Frostbite, for your bit donations. You guys are awesome. All right, Bug Whisperer is asking Krellbit, have you figured out any good Hako mods yet?
I haven't touched Hakos at all. I don't traditionally work with box switches. Any switch with a latch on the bottom, and Alps, because I don't like any of them, and if I wouldn't use it, then I probably wouldn't sell it. Except for, what was it? The Cherry B-Sun Browns I had a few months back. Those were absolute garbage, and I just was like kind of bit of shit posting. Put them on my store, like absolute garbage.
Literal garbage.
You were so rough on your description.
It was like what it is, literal garbage, and the picture showed the switch and a picture of one single switch in the trash can.
I remember that.
It was great. Someone bought all of them. Yeah. You're weird.
Okay.
So the answer to that is no, because I don't work with latch switches, and I don't work much with tactiles. The only tactiles I've gotten to touch in the last few months are the Zelios, Xylants, garbage. Shout out to KBD fans. And that's about it, yeah.
Okay. Overkill is asking, how much do your headphones weigh versus the size of your head?
The size of my head. Okay, these are NVX XPT 100s. They're they're not that heavy, honestly. They just look big because the pads are huge.
Oh, those are actually pretty big, dang.
No, I dropped it.
I mean, Krelbit is also a relatively small person.
Yeah, I'm like 5'6", like 5'6.5", 5'7".
And like 90 pounds, probably.
110.
I wasn't far off.
No, you weren't.
All right. This guy is 256K is asking, what's your favorite keycap based on its sound?
Keycap based on its sound. This is gonna be weird. I like GMK spacebars the best for their sound. Mainly because at the moment I use a PBT set. I just use like an Android PBT set. But PBT spacebars, they warp. So when they do warp, they make this really bad sound when you press them. That's why I like GMK spacebars, because they're thick. Like you can't really tell that there's wear on them because it's just a spacebar, and they're straight. And so I think that's the best for a sound. So GMK bigger keys, I guess, like stabilized keys. Those are the best.
Yeah, I think GMK is probably my favorite sounding as well.
Yeah, like the PBT set for the one use versus GMK sounds pretty much the same because they're both the same thickness. It's just a bit of material difference. Yeah. But for spacebars, I'd say GMKs are like great.
Very nice. All right. White Ren is asking about how much Tribusys 3204 do you need to order per batch? Curious as to how much Miller Stephenson produces per batch process. I have a feeling he's about to show us.
Okay.
Pounds.
Okay, this is 1 kilogram.
Ooh, kilograms.
1 kilogram. We order by batches of 8 kilograms.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
This is an empty kilogram. This is another empty kilogram.
Holy moly.
This is another empty kilogram. And this is another empty kilogram.
I'm going through so much lube, my dude. Holy smokes.
Yeah. We like the lube. Yeah. So 8 kilogram is the answer to that question.
8 kilogram minimum. I've gone through 5. I know we ordered more than 8 to start off, but I know 8 was the minimum. Because I've got 5, but we've got other vendors who have obviously ordered more than a kilogram. Like we've got One Up who ordered some, which is good. We've got to get that out there. We've got Tech Keys who ordered some, also good. I believe Mech27, Zeal, and My Keyboard have all ordered them, and it's really nice. Like really nice to get it out there because it was cheaper than pre-existing product was. I did not have my camera back on my head. And yeah, that's just how it went. So 8.
Awesome.
Lunar Sama is asking any set that you would recommend for a teal HHKB E6 V2.
GMK Cyan.
Cyan, yeah, like it's a teal board to get cyan on it.
Yeah, cyan, man. Cyan always.
If you're really, really funky, maybe like GMK Skeletor.
Or like Sky Dolch might work.
Depending on the cyan, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Ocean Dolch even. I don't know, same thing. Different novelties.
Olivia is asking, what is the best switch in terms of acoustics to pair with the meme?
Well, acoustics, does that mean you want it loud? Or does that mean you want it quiet? Or does that mean you like a stable clack? Because
I'm gonna assume not quiet.
My answer is always MX Silence. These guys are the best.
Ah, man. That's not enough noise. They're too quiet.
They don't make any noise and they freak people out. They freak people out because they're so quiet.
Ah, man. I need the noise.
My favorite... Okay, you like it loud. Probably some kind of clicky then. I don't know. I don't toy with those. Go check out Mike's stuff. Use Top Clack discount code.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah. Jacob Theo Rabin is asking, what is your favorite linear switch if money was no option? I think Krellbit's gonna have the same answer here.
MX Silence.
MX Silence. It's a cherry silent stem in a Zeal housing or garbage housing. They're the same housing with SMD. You can't resell the stems on these though, so that's kind of whoops.
Yeah.
Okay. My favorite linear mini with no option.
KBD fans trash hour. I have nothing against them. I just don't like alias switches.
I need to figure out what to do with mine. Like
use MX Silence. Make MX Silence.
I already made Silence. I need to buy more. I guess I could buy more Silent Blacks to make more Silence.
More Silent Black. Yep.
I mean, I like Telios right now. That's definitely probably my go-to. I think if you hit the jackpot on vintage blacks, those are also like really a top contender. If you really hit the jackpot on them.
Yeah. So there was this guy in the Mechkeys Discord who was running around selling PCB mount vintage blacks that were never soldered, that just sat in the back of a computer repair store for a while. So they were really nice, like clean, like never soldered before. PCB mount on a vintage black is usually never seen, which was really cool. They turned out really nicely. I lubed them, sold them to a fellow enthusiast in Dubai, and that's how it went. That's how.
Yes, the classic Dubai.
The Dubai money.
That Dubai keyboard community.
The one guy.
Yeah. Morning Coffee is asking if Krellbit is going to the Chicago meetup.
Okay, well, I'm close by. I'm in Minnesota. Maybe. What is it, 4/14, something like that? I might go. I can't say for sure because as a student, I am doing things sometimes, like school.
School?
Sometimes.
That's kind of important sometimes. So I don't know what might be going on that weekend. If I get to like the week before, maybe on Thursday, and I realize I have nothing to do, I know a fellow enthusiast from Minnesota is road tripping, so I might very well be there. Road
nice. 2Cast is asking when 1 kilogram quantities will be up on Switch Mod.
Contact me if you want to buy 1 kilogram. We can get you hooked up.
Sell you a kilogram.
That's all I can say.
Don't make the joke if you're not serious, 2Cast.
It'll be a bit of a markup because just vendor things.
Because that's how it works.
That's how business works. Crazy.
Just vendor things.
Iridius is asking what keyb is Krellbit using.
I am using a acrylic 22 Mini B with a JC65 PCB. GMK mods, GMK Whatster, Canary by Just Another Keymaker, Foogster from Marcus. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, Shempai with a pretty good question. When is Krellbit reopening commissions?
I have been commissioned in private by a friend to do about 15 hours worth of build work. So there will be a build stream. If you want to watch me build boards for 15 hours straight, there's 7 boards.
Jesus.
Wait, 6 now. 6. The anodization on one didn't turn out that good.
I think he might have been referring to lubing switches, possibly, because I think you used to have orders.
But I am lubing all of those switches.
Oh, you're lubing all 6 boards of switches first.
Yeah, yes, I'm moving 6 boards of switches, building them. After that, I will reopen. I don't know how long that'll take. I will try to get it done in one weekend. If you guys want to watch, twitch.tv/Krellbit might happen next week. I am building one M65A, another M65A, another M65A, a SCOG, a canoe, and a 910. So there's some stuff.
some fancy boards.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
From one person. Who could it be with that many M65As?
That sounds like an Oblotsky thing. 2% boards and 3 M65s. Actually,
Alright.
I don't know who it is. But Pinkroy is asking, what if there was a spring that's extremely heavy at the bottom so you don't bottom out?
Like
I mean,
For
like
what?
one of these.
Like, in what context? Like, what if that spring existed?
I guess so. I don't know.
150-gram springs exist. They're just a pain to use.
Yeah, I mean, there are heavier springs out there.
There
if
are
that's what you're
very
looking for.
heavy springs, you know? Like the Taihao APC is like super heavy, I've heard.
Yeah, 280 gram.
Yeah, it's inconsistent, so whatever.
Yeah, it's not a good switch to use. I used it
No.
No,
recently.
those are trash.
Yeah, a lot of some really shit posty fellows have put pen springs inside their
Yep.
switches.
I've seen that.
for that 1,000
Yeah,
with 1
it's
milligram actuation
it's
or whatever.
crazy.
It's funny, but
Kafka is asking, why custom PCB for meme and not JChan PCB?
okay, so the meme has a very large 5-head, 4-head, whatever you want to call it. You can see it, right? Hopefully you can see it. So we would either need really weird PCB extensions, a hole that would go like super deep to get to that
Yep. That'd be
that
awkward.
USB port, or a custom PCB, just a normal one, with a really long USB port, which might affect the structural integrity of the case. So our best option was to just use a daughter board, separate it, use a daughter board first, right? And then we got the daughter board made and was like, wait, I just got a USB-C phone and got a Google Pixel, so
Pixel.
hey. Yeah, so I was like, this is nice. I like this. I want this. So we got a second daughter board made with USB-C and the future, you know? So, yeah, we couldn't.
Okay.
What else we got?
Actually, we have one more question.
Yeah.
Shempai is asking, what are your current gripes about MX Zylants? He also says endgame doesn't exist.
Money. Yeah, that's it. They're really expensive. A silent switch costs 35 to 45 cents. A Zeal switch costs 75 cents at group buy, 85 not in group buy. Or you can buy this and not resell the stem. I pulled this up like 3 times already.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Alright. And that
Um,
price isn't counting labor either, because you have to sit down and do it.
Yeah, you have to sit down, you have to lube that stuff, because dry silence are like sandpaper for toilet paper.
That's what I have right now, and that's why I'm lubing it this
I am
weekend.
ashamed of you,
I'm
and they
lubing it
sound
this-
bad.
I'm
and they
lubing it
sound,
this weekend.
They sound bad.
We'll get to it
They
this
don't-
weekend.
They don't sound good. I remember when you built your silent board, and the whole chat was just like,
Yep.
oof.
Everyone's
Oof,
like,
oof.
"What's silent? Oh my
Oof.
goodness!"
So you need to lube them. So
Oh.
the time commitment, the price. The time commitment I don't really mind because I've lubed every switch anyways if I'm using it, because I'm the very slippery boy. Yeah, just the price then. Whatever. Just it costs like $1.20 per switch. If you sell the Zeal stem, you can bring it down to like 90, but that's still like, it's still bad.
Yeah, they do take some work as well.
Mhm.
All right, so actually we are caught up on questions. We did
Okay.
pretty.
Well, if
pretty
you guys
okay
got any questions about lube, you could ask me now, because that's all I do, okay? If you got questions about running single DCS caps through Signature Plastics, I also am an aficionado of that topic. Yeah, I don't have much else.
Final questions in now.
Yeah, forever hold your peace. I've also been asked repeatedly to show people how to lube a switch. I don't really. I think I should do that on my own build stream.
Yeah, that'd be a
because
good one.
I've gotten a couple PMs going like, "Hey, I bought your lube. How do I use it?"
You know, actually, Krellbit, the other day on the Discord, you actually did upload some really good pictures.
Yeah.
You know, they're like MS Paint style.
They
of
were-
just where
they
to
were
lube.
MS
And
Paints.
I think for a lot of
they-
people, something like that would be like the most useful thing. Because I used to be asked all the time, like, how do I lube Topra? And everyone uses that same Google Images from Geekhack where it has like the
Where you
rails
point the
highlighted.
arrows.
Yeah, they're highlighted like purple, the rails, and like
There's like little tiny arrows. that point to,
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
a single corner, and it's like
yeah, it's what everyone just shows everyone else for Topra. But like what you did for the Discord, I think even something as simple as like making a small album like that and just having people share it around would be super useful. That plus showing it off in stream, because at least they had the pictures to accompany the real world.
I could do it right now, but I don't think your audience would be interested, and I don't think you would be interested. So whatever. Let's see.
Final question before we take off. Actually, it's a pretty good one. 256K is asking, when is it worth lubing a switch before breaking in?
It depends, to me personally, on the housing. One, because something like Zeal or Alias housing with the Gateron clear housing, I feel that those don't need to be broken in. But because they're already really smooth, your end result switch is gonna be like, if you did break it in, it'd be like super duper like diminishing returns. I'd say. But if you've got something really scratchy, like pre-retool reds, and you break them in for like two, I mean, why would you? But no,
But if
you break them in.
if you're stuck with that,
If they're scratchy switches, take 2 weeks to break them in, and it will be worth it. But if you've got like if you've got a retooled cherry stem and like a Gateron housing or something, like something that's very much more smooth. You really don't have to, I believe. And scratchier, the more it's gonna pay off. Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. All right.
Discord thing. Invisibility tells you guys not to use 3204 on stabilizers. I did use 3204 on stabilizers recently. And it does work, albeit I prefer something thicker.
Yeah, I agree. I've used it on a couple boards, but it was because I ran out of other stuff.
It works.
And I was like, in a pinch, like, I don't care. It's fine.
It works on everything, but it may not be the best for everything.
No, there are definitely better options for stabilizers, but
and cheaper.
Yeah. Yep.
So
awesome.
I can't exactly tell people not to use it on stabilizers. I can just say like there are better options out there. But if you like, I bought one lube and I want to use one lube for the whole board, then I think this should be, the thing to go with. Yeah.
Gio is asking, what is your preferred stabilizer lube?
I use Elite Keyboards Mech Lube 2. About one tube. It was about this full in 2016, early 2016, and I am still not through it.
Very nice.
It lasts a long time. I've built 4 boards with it. Obviously it depends on how much you build, but it's like $7 a tube, and it's worked fairly well for the whole run. I've also used it on Typearray for sliders. People have said that's a good mix. I would object, but whatever floats your boat.
Well, Krellbit, thank you so much for joining us once again on Top Clack. Definitely looking forward to the meme. Both Brian and I are basically like, we're just waiting, man. We're waiting.
Yeah.
We're ready to go.
I really want to go.
No problem.
Hopefully you and Pudsey get everything sorted out with Red Riot, and you and Zek can get everything good to go with Heisei once the exchange rate is more favorable.
Well, it's not even much of an exchange rate thing right now. I think it's just more of like a waiting for all of the big stuff to pass. You know, we gotta take our turn in line. We gotta build hype. Gotta
build the hype.
Group buy things. Group buy.
So actually, quick shout out to the viewers. Thank you all so much for watching. This was once again another episode where we held over 100 viewers for a portion of it.
I'm
so popular. I think that's like 4 in a row now. I think so. Pretty awesome stuff. We appreciate that. Definitely seeing some growth. Make sure if you want to chill with us and talk with us and stuff, head over to the Discord. The link is below the stream. You just hang out there. We do giveaways there sometimes. We all just hang out, chill. We play video games. We talk about keyboards. We talk about things that aren't keyboards. It's just a fun place to be.
If you're interested in the meme, I actually post most of the images to that Discord first, before my thread even.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I talk in there a lot too. I'm in there quite a bit. Chilling with Olivia and that one other underage child.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyways, yes. Make sure you come hang out in our Discord if you're not there already. Also, both streaming, you can find a link to our YouTube channel. We just recently we crossed over 1,000 subs, and we're still well on an upswing here. So we will be doing a giveaway in honor of the 1K subs on YouTube. So look forward to that. That'll be soon. We don't know exactly what we're doing yet, but it should be pretty awesome. So, make sure to head over to the YouTube and subscribe there, because that'll probably be where the giveaway is, because that makes the most sense for that type of giveaway. Ted and Amnesia, thank you so much for the 100 bits donations, and Canadian Frostbite too. You guys are awesome. Thank you all so much. And make sure you tune in next week, same time, same place. I don't think we have a guest yet, do we?
Not yet.
Maybe we will. Maybe we won't.
Pudsey's available.
Pudsey's always
waiting
available.
for Pudsey to officially.
No, he actually wasn't available this week.
He wasn't available this week. He's home.
Oh yeah.
Oh, by the way, someone just asked me. The Top Clack discount code does not have a space. The store portal I use does not take spaces in the discount code area, so it's just Top Clack for 5% off.
Not Top Clack 2 words. It's Top Clack 1 word.
One word.
Awesome.
Sorry.
Oh, we good. All right. So once again, thank you all so much for watching. Join the YouTube, subscribe to all the places, and join our Discord. And make sure you tune in next week, because we will be back as usual. We're pretty consistent. Same time, same place. Good stuff.
One last time to chill. Tomorrow, as always, every Friday at 8 p.m., I do the Castle build stream with Overkill of Input Club, where we are designing a humongous 128 key keyboard. We have a Google form open every week where we ask people what should we include in this board. Check it out if you hadn't had a chance. The current topic for tomorrow is, are we going to add moats or battlements to the middle high pro separators in the keyboard?
I've actually been watching that. Do you guys put like a little drawbridge just somewhere?
We could make it happen. We are always
fun.
open. I mean, originally we just started with like walls, and then it became battlements, and then someone was like moats. We're gonna have moats, and we might even have like blue resin cast into those moats to be like water. Like, we're going full out. And people think this is like still a joke.
It's gonna be like
this is not a joke, guys.
It's gonna be like a $2,000 board. Like, once everything's said and done, like one person will buy it.
There may be only like 5 ever sold, but it's going to exist.
Exclusivity.
Everyone's gonna lose money on this deal, but it's gonna be awesome.
Well, everyone, we'll see you next time when you tune in on Top Clack. Hope you enjoy our content. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.
Buy a t-shirt. Just put the link in chat.